Welcome back to the Hockey Show, and today we are talking about the Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars and their Game 1 where Vegas takes the cake. They outbid and they outplay the Dallas Stars, which I know doesn't really make any sense, but it's a Vegas reference, so there we go. So Vegas wins Game 1, 4-3 in overtime, and haven't we seen this before? Ah, yes, because Dallas has done this every single round so far. Game 1, they will be good. Dallas will play good. They'll start good. They're definitely by no means the pushover in the game, but they're definitely the lesser of the two teams, which is kind of the most interesting thing that I want to note here. Is that they've always been in every single game so far. They are, in Game 1, I should say, not every game, but when the games that they lose, they've never been, except one game against Minnesota, been, like, atrocious against the other team. Even their big losses against, like, Seattle, like when they would lose like 6-3 or something, they're still scoring goals, they're still seeming competent, but just Seattle's like all over them, right? And they're just playing so much better. And that's the difference to me between a championship team and a unchampionship team. When they never seem out of it, kind of like the Florida Panthers, where when they lose with pride. They're never like, well, I don't know what to do, we're dead tired. Kind of like what Toronto would do, where it just kind of feels like they've somewhat given up. While Florida and Dallas, they seem to always be in the game no matter what when they lose. And that has been the story every single Game 1 so far in this series, where Dallas will play good, they'll get shots, they'll get chances, they'll score goals, but the other team is definitely the better one. And that was the story here tonight. First off, the right team won this game. Vegas was all over them. They were faster, they were quicker, they were hitting harder, they were playing better as a team, they were getting way more opportunities to score. Goaltending definitely goes to Jake Ottinger, though, and that's always the key for Dallas, is Jake Ottinger always keeps Dallas in the game no matter what happens. Otter is just absolutely incredible, and Vegas deserved to win this one. But it should not be cause for too much celebration yet, as Dallas has lost Game 1 in overtime every single series so far, and they've been my favorite so far in all the series. I never really thought against Seattle they were going to lose. I know it went right to the edge, but I just felt like Dallas wasn't going to lose to them. Against the Minnesota Wild, I just felt like Dallas was the better team. They never seemed to be out of it. This game, once again, Vegas is good. By no means is Vegas a bad team, but Dallas just seems in charge. They just seem like they're ready to pounce, and this is what they do. This seems like Dallas, they take Game 1 as like a feeler, right? It's like a flyer out there. They kind of get a sense of like what this team is. They play good against them, but they have to adapt. That's what Peter DeBoer's always done. Being a Sharks fan, I've seen him do it. What he does, they play the series against the team, and they adjust. They get around the team. Take a look at why they beat Vegas in that 3-1 loss, and I know the controversial one with Joe Pavelski as well. He's going up against his nightmare team again in this series. And this is what the Sharks do. They're able to adapt, and that was what Peter DeBoer brings to a squad. The Stars, they're going to bounce back. They have yet to lose back-to-back games in this series, and what they've done every single series against so far, and it's only been 2 rounds, but Game 1 is the other team's better. Dallas is okay, but not amazing. They lose the game, rightfully so, in overtime. But Game 2, they come out all jets kicking. All the legs are on the ground. All the intensity, all the goal scoring. They get their chances. They score on their chances. They're faster. They're stronger. They're better. That's what Dallas does. That's what they do every Game 2 so far, and I think it's going to be the same thing again. Because Dallas, I don't think they're going to lose 2 games in a row. They just don't seem capable of it. Jake Ottinger just shuts down afterwards. He was not bad tonight. That overtime goal was kind of a sketchy one, but that was kind of just Dallas being all over the place, being scrambly themselves. What's Jake Ottinger supposed to do when he has to go back and forth and up and down? He's just going to that's what happened, is he got not dazed, but he got scrambled, and the Vegas Golden Knights took advantage of it, right? So, yeah, and the no-goal call, in my opinion, I do think that was no goal. I do think it is not... I would say, though, that between that being a no-goal and the no-goal in the Florida game, I don't think either of them I think Florida is a good goal, and that one is a no goal. But between the two of them, like the Florida one was ridiculous. Like that is a no goal because that is a showing of a defenseman pushing a player into the goaltender. What Drury did was similar to that. He was blocking him from behind, right? So, anyways, that's a whole other game entirely. I apologize. I digress. Back to this game. So going forward, going to game 2, I think it's going to be the same story. I think Dallas is going to do what they've done so far is game 2, they're going to have a huge blowout win. I know that's like a huge... I think it's more likely that Dallas has a blowout win in game, again, where they win 6-2 against Vegas, than it is more likely that Vegas will resist and have their win. I think that's more likely than not to happen. And just because Vegas, they were very good tonight, but it just feels like this is what Dallas does. They feel out the team game 1, and then they come back knowing what to do to adjust. And Peter DeBoer, gotta say, if there is a guy who's had experience with the Vegas Golden Knights, that would be the guy who would know their weaknesses, right? And I gotta say, too, one more thing before I go anywhere too far. Their goals, too, for Vegas were like, take the William Karlsson one, right? It's not a bad goal by any means, but it's a big mistake, defensive mistake for Dallas that they don't usually make, right? And Vegas, even though that they were on fire tonight and they were the way better team, Dallas was right there in the goal scoring. So if you, like, minus, like, a Karlsson goal where it shouldn't probably have happened. Dallas should have had the puck. They should have been able to clear it. They should have been able to stop him from making that play. Jake Ottinger, if instead he goes completely covers up, instead of having just the smallest opening underneath his leg. That game, does Dallas win it? They had the game, if that's the difference, the game's 3-2, you know? So just goes to show you as well that Dallas is such a deadly team that even in the games where they're absolutely out of it, they could easily have won this game. And they didn't deserve to. So, interesting going forward. I think Dallas has got this one in the bag still. And I think next game's going to be a blowout win just because this just seems to be what Dallas does. After that, I don't know. But going off of, I think that would also be the biggest determining factor. I think if Vegas wins game 2, they've won the series. If Dallas wins game 2, then I still think it's up in the air. But I think Vegas, if they're the team to finally make Dallas go down by 2-0 for one, but also losing back-to-back games, I think would be huge, and I think would show Vegas is the better team, the superior team to the Dallas Stars. But we'll see, and we'll find out tomorrow night. So that's all I gotta say. I know I'm not saying very much, but it was a pretty plain and simple game. Vegas was better. They deserved to win, but Dallas was right there. If Vegas doesn't score one of those goals, then maybe Dallas wins because they just seem to be so deadly even when they're not playing deadly. So that's all I gotta say. I still think Dallas has won this one, and we'll have to see what happens tomorrow night. So thank you for watching. That's all I gotta say. So please, if you've made it this far, I'm begging you, please pick up your free subscription. And until next time, too sweet, have an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.